There was a banking secrecy in Switzerland, there was a lot of taxation in Europe and Austria, and that's how it started. One day, the money can be like electronic money. First, the market was so impressed by NFT, but then there was
a big hype.
There was a big hype.
First land-based casino in Ras Al Khaimah, the win.
Yes, I think it's an impressive decision. It will be a second Las Vegas of the world. A mixture of Las Vegas and New York and all the best things we know from the globe. Yeah, I speak like with developers, with the owners of some plots there. People are very positive, but when you feel at night that 77 drones or rockets are exploding around you, if the ladies would be a president, we would stop the war. This is a very tricky question.
I like tricky questions.
I feel it.
Are you a Trump fan?
I'm anti-political.
Okay.
But, I like business.
Hello and welcome to BetTalks. I'm Rick Godds and I am joined by another guest. She is over 20 years in traditional private corporate banking. She's also an expert in crypto banking. She's the founder of Spotless Capital, brand ambassador for Kids of the Ukraine, and international public speaker. Let's welcome to BetTalks, Mariya Spartalis.
Hello.
Hello,
nice
Mariya.
to be a guest.
Fantastic. Welcome to BetTalks. Nice to have you here. Wow, what a career, what a bio you have. Obviously, traditional corporate banking, now sort of moving into this sort of crypto world. Tell me how it all started.
How it started. Okay, I come from Ukraine and I have some background as a lawyer, master of law. I moved to Europe, Austria over 30 years ago. And there was an era of traditional private banking. There was a banking secrecy in Switzerland. There was a lot of taxation in Europe and Austria, and that's how it started. There were some number accounts already, even before I started, where people could just place the money and don't say their names. That's how I joined my career about 25 years ago.
Wow. And I know you've been obviously in Dubai for several years now. You were saying 5 to 6 years?
Yes, I'm based in Switzerland, but I'm tightly connected to Dubai, especially such an honorable happening as being awarded as Business Lady of the Year, Dubai 2024.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Moving business together with some, political business layers, investors layers, and of course crypto and iGaming people bring me to Dubai very often. So I'm extremely often here. I'm growing together with the Middle East and my clients and their businesses too.
Fantastic. Well, here at BetTalks, we do discuss everything from gaming/gambling, crypto, Web3, AI, everything emerging tech within the UAE.
Absolutely.
Now, obviously, I know you're still in the sort of the corporate world of banking.
Yeah, I would call it like old money.
Okay.
Because it's like private banking, but it's like an old money. Everything about infrastructure and everything will happen before crypto arrived was the old money world. But I joined the new money crypto bank like about 7 years ago.
Okay.
Which was a Falcon Bank, the first crypto bank in Switzerland, which was owned by Mubadala from Abu Dhabi. Mubadala is a very famous billion fund, which was the owner of this crypto bank. That was the diving as a director of the section of this bank in the crypto world and in all related Web3, iGaming involves from Switzerland, but being also in Dubai because Falcon had a branch in Dubai.
Fantastic stuff. Well, listen, it's incredible what you're doing. What challenges have you faced from merging from that sort of traditional corporate banking into a sort of crypto sphere? I know you've been there sort of 7 years, so very experienced in that sector. But tell me some challenges you faced within the crypto market for different clientele.
Yes, I would say that my challenge and my experience is more like a manager of the crypto bank experience. So it's like my responsibility to was and is now in the various crypto banks to check the KYC portfolio of the clients, to check the origin of the money, and it's a very interesting bridge from traditional private banking check to crypto check because because we have the same KYC actually, and if somebody thinks that crypto money is not regulated, it's very well regulated. So at once, if it lands in crypto bank, it's quite well checked, and you can understand from which activity this money appeared.
Sure. Now, you just mentioned one thing then, and that was regulation.
Right.
Now, obviously, Dubai is becoming this emerging tech hub.
Absolutely.
For not just crypto, but blockchain,
Yeah.
AI, Web3, so all different sectors.
Yeah.
You're talking about regulation for banking. Now, cryptocurrency is still an unregulated market, yes?
Yes, sure, but it was created this way. And of course, there are different opinions about should it be regulated or not. But I would say that the world governments are looking more and more and focusing and checking that this area should be regulated. And I don't want to share my opinion, but I can share the feeling that one day, the money can be like electronic money, and we will not have no money in crypto anymore.
Of course.
Maybe it's a bridge to the future, what happening to crypto right now. And what about regulation? Yes, I'm happy to share my experience between Swiss regulation system and Dubai, also at many congresses and forums here. Because we have kind of crypto valley in Zug, Switzerland, and Swiss is very like welcoming since many years already all the iGaming, Web3 and similar crypto projects. And of course, Dubai not only catch up, but I would say even increase the proportion of such projects and in taking a lead right now worldwide, adopting the new laws, being loyal to such a community, and having their own crypto valley, which is amazing, having crypto minister, having authorities related to this business. And as you see, a lot of big players like Binance and different other big players in this industry are entering the local market. So we see that, all is very, how do you say, when we want to see the future, we always look back at the history. So this Swiss experience is in crypto and regulations is maybe a history and experience for Dubai, for Dubai, what's going to happen here, but in much bigger dimension, because we expect to have overgrow of the population here in the next years.
Yes, of course. So obviously, your expertise over 20 years is in banking. Now, banking obviously is such an important factor in any kind of market and any kind of business. Do you believe that cryptocurrency will overtake the banks in the near future?
I would believe that the digital currencies will overtake the World Bank, I guess. But I think the crypto will for sure have place in this let's say, financial story.
Yeah.
We don't know how it will happen, but I know that a lot of processes are going on the governmental levels, on the KYC levels of the client, and that the world become more transparent, and crypto for sure will remain, but just in a different meaning as it used to appear.
Absolutely.
And I think it's an era of adoption to this change.
For sure. And obviously Dubai is accepting these methods, obviously.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dubai, I would say, a very liberal and international platform for all world crypto investors and Web3 and all technologies which exist in the world. They're really welcoming these laws and investors here and businesses. And we will for sure jump to iGaming and gaming businesses here.
Yes.
But this is amazing. Because from one side, UAE is a very traditional country, but how international and liberal it is and business-oriented for all these areas we are talking about.
Fantastic. Well, listen, it's incredible what you've done. The experience you have is mind-blowing. And to also being that crypto sector for over 7 years, obviously very knowledgeable on the market. Now, there is a lot of changes within the crypto sector. Let's look at the ICO market to NFTs now to sort of these meme tokens. Where do you see the market in the next 10 years, let's say?
Look, many things appeared, and they're very exciting for investors, and I think they're very volatile. If you touch the topic of NFT, I think first the market was so impressed by NFT, but then there was a big hype. There was a big hype, and there are some moments of disappointments on the market as well. So I think that the next years, the 10 years, I see the markets will be very dynamic, very innovative from one side. And from the other side, they will be more and more regulated. And in 10 years, we're going to have much more stability and understanding of different topics which we are not sure but interested about now.
Yeah. Good answer. Now, one thing I would like to know, especially with the banking experience that you have, also on a personal level as well, and also for our guests here at BetTalks. Now, let's look at stable tokens, and let's look at, obviously, the market as a whole. What is the difference in regulated banks accepting crypto, whether it being stable tokens or whether it being an actual physical ICO? Well, what's the difference?
Look, I think that this question is maybe too general, because I work with the crypto banks which are like more responsible. I mean, the banks, they accept any kind of tokens or crypto tokens.
So they will accept any kind of token?
Yes. I mean, they would accept any kind of tokens, but it's not maybe it's not the relevant question. I think the relevant question is the source of money.
The source of funds, where it's coming from.
The source of funds, and I think it's not about, it's about, like, how do you say, it's about bubbles. I think about stability of these tokens and currencies, Yeah. So right now there are a few of them which are more or less stable, but the bigger part is just like appear and disappear.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of that. One thing you just mentioned a minute ago was the iGaming sector, which obviously comes under the gambling industry.
Exactly. Yes, I would say that, coming from Eastern Europe background, of course, ex-Soviet Union, let's say, people are like very IT oriented, and that's why I have historically very many iGaming, the owners of the big businesses.
Okay.
As I'm serving Hanvi, some of them are in this area. Yeah. I would say that this industry is growing tremendously, and from my banking perspective as a more private banker, there's not that easy yet to open bank accounts for all of private business, iGaming business owners. Yeah. Nevertheless, there are some solutions, and many of them are opening their own neobanks. I think it's a very big and promising industry, because it's an industry of now-time generation, which is growing every day. And it's very exciting that this industry is very welcome in Dubai.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, you talk about the iGaming. I mean, my background, I've been in the iGaming gambling industry for several years. Okay. So the online gambling industry has sort of been around 25, 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Now,
that's impressive.
Obviously, there's a lot of movement within the sort of, like say, within Russia, within Ukraine, in this sort of sector. What's your thoughts on the UAE becoming regulated for the first land-based casino in Ras Al Khaimah, the Win?
Yes, I think it's an impressive decision because, during the war situation, which is, of course, very unpleasant for us to have now, which affects the world economy and European economy, Dubai has become like a center due to this step, a center for gaming industry. And for sure, it will be a second Las Vegas of the world, which is very exciting to see.
I believe in that. I always call that. Dubai reminds me a lot of Las Vegas. It's sort of one big strip, hotels, everything's in hotels.
It's a mixture of Las Vegas and New York and all the best things from the globe.
So obviously the first land-based casino, which is what they're stating, is going to be in Ras Al Khaimah, obviously, which is one of the other Emirates outside of Dubai. Do you believe that there'll be casinos in Dubai in the near future?
I think that as I know the governments of Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Ras Al Khaimah, and also some businessmen and business area, I think that these businesses might be a little bit divided and separated probably because like each of unit of UAE will be maybe more focusing on different kind of businesses.
Sure.
And that's why I think maybe Ras Al Khaimah will still remaining more the center of gambling, gaming business. I'm not sure how the government will decide to spread it around the whole UAE. Maybe it will be like concentrated only on one part of it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Very exciting times ahead. Now, obviously you've been in the crypto sector for many years, so obviously you understand the market, the businesses, obviously the ups and downs.
Yeah, it's very volatile for sure. But as I told you, the clients come to us, and the purpose of these banks, or even neobanks, is to stabilize the whole situation, let's say, to monetize crypto, not only keep money in crypto under the table or on the dangerous platforms, but having a security. So my business is about securitize these businesses in the banking system.
Okay. So, if you look at the crypto market, I mean, and obviously we've just had a discussion on the online gaming / gambling industry. Okay. Is crypto gambling?
At one point, yes.
You would agree that it is gambling?
At one point, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Do you invest in cryptocurrency?
I invest in the cryptocurrency products based on AI. I think that artificial intelligence-based products are more secure for me. We bankers, like surgeons or doctors, we are very conservative, and that's why I'm very excited about crypto as the measure of like transactions and so on. But if I would keep long-term money, I would believe in artificial intelligence help. There are some funds and some products which would relax such a customer and just let him focus on his iGaming or whatever business, and let it run by itself, let's say, with the artificial intelligence help.
Absolutely, which obviously the AI sector is another growing market.
Absolutely, this is a trend of today. I would say we are a little bit far away now from crypto, but still the technologies are, the trends of technologies are changing.
Sure.
And AI is for sure something to be still developed, but of course it takes and inhales in each area of business activity of humans. And of course iGaming and gambling industry is also one of these areas where AI plays a very important role.
Huge.
Yes, I'm speaker on some conferences like Sigma and some other ones. It doesn't matter which ones. And I want to say that we as panelists and speakers, we are more and more discussing the involvement of AI in these industries.
Of course.
Undoubtedly, yes.
So you obviously speak at many different conferences throughout the world, and I know you're heavily involved with the Monaco Congress. Tell me more about that.
Yes, look, just like before speaking at the conference, it's like not only a hobby, because yes, I like my speaking activity, but generally like my main activity is business consulting, financial consulting, logistic services for such clients internationally. And being a speaker, it's just a part of communication between governments, between VC funds, investors, in different areas. That's why if we speak about Monaco is a very exciting place. And yes, I'm director of Monaco Investment Congress.
Wow.
It's like more, I would say, international business development function, because Monaco has very exciting programs and also incubators for startups under governmental, let's say, supervisory. And Monaco Investment Congress is working with hundreds of VC funds. And of course, I would say that any startup how do you say, startup owners who want to have this Monaco touch are very welcome, especially in technological areas and sustainable areas. They're very welcome there. Yeah. I mean, it's a smaller hub, but it's also a kingdom. And to have a touch of kingdom, no matter where we are, UAE or Monaco, is always a very certain definition of importance of your project.
Correct. Great answer. So let's look back at, obviously you're originally from Ukraine,
right?
And I know that you're an ambassador for kids of Ukraine. I mean,
right.
That sounds obviously incredible. That obviously, I'm sure you're obviously helping children out. Is this through the war that's happening at the moment, or tell me more about it?
I'm a mother of 3 kids. They're smaller and bigger, and I generally, as a woman, I'm focused on on positive things, and that's why. And I think if women were presidents, there were no war. But if there is a war or any bad situation in the world, I think it's better to focus on helping kids, no matter of what happened in life.
I agree.
So right now we cannot change the situation, but of course from the first days of the war, all charity-related events, especially if there is, because I work also with celebrities and with famous people. We are trying to help these children through the with events where celebrities involved. For example, some very nice, exciting moments when the Miss Sharon Stone was on a Cannes Festival. Some years ago, beginning of the war, we asked Mr. President Zelensky to support her event and to bless it for collecting the money, or something like that. So. Yeah. This is the help, everybody should help children, no matter of the country. But of course, I feel, happy to help my country, which gave me a birth and happiness.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
incredible,
to be made in Ukraine.
Incredible what you're doing, such inspiring stuff, helping children out.
Yeah, philanthropy is an important part of life, and I think that everybody of us should take part of philanthropy, no matter in which area. If you're like on the level to do this already and able to do this, it's very important, no matter of the country and whom you help.
I agree. You did mention one brand, the Sigma. I'm part of the Sigma Foundation. I help raise funds for children in need throughout the world.
Oh, what a coincidence!
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
I think that I used to be part of Sigma. I used to be the CCO. So wow. I was with Sigma for many years, and now obviously.
That means for me a lot.
Yes, helping children within Africa, building schools, helping children in the Philippines, building churches for them. We do the cleft lip palate as well.
Oh wow!
Yeah, for children in need.
Yes, and what is your vision for the future?
I mean, listen, everywhere that Sigma are doing their conferences, we're raising funds at the awards ceremony and giving back. We can raise up to $150,000, $200,000 per night.
Absolutely.
So
I think the approach of Sigma is very generous, and I think that it's a very nice to integrate in this iGaming, gambling industries, such a charity foundations to help children, or maybe to help animals, or to help some big categories of this I think planet and population.
For me, children is probably the most giving charity.
For sure.
They are in need, and they can't sort of support themselves.
And,
I think.
Yeah, and also like iGaming and children, all our children love games.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
They're genius in games, and they maybe overbeat us when they will be our age. Incredible. So let's help them.
Absolutely, I think it's amazing what you're doing. So let's look at the whole sort of scenario. I mean, I'm not going to be too we're not going to go too much into politics, but I mean, it is a huge topic. I mean, obviously there is a war going off in your country, and obviously there has been a big influx of Russian and Ukrainians coming to the Middle East, right? Mainly Dubai.
Yes.
Now, do you see that increasing, or do you see them sort of? Are they coming here to invest? Are they coming here for long-term lifespan? What's your thoughts on this infrastructure? Because this influx of mainly Russian and Ukrainians as well has changed the dynamics of Dubai.
Yeah, you hear the Russian language everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yes, and sometimes Ukrainian, but many Ukrainians speak Russian too, so we don't know. Yes, I would say that 6 years ago, when I was here first time before the war, was such a different situation.
I agree.
Right now, due to the inability to live in another places, having visas or having any other opportunities, many people, and I would say that wealthy people from these countries, wealthiest, they more go to Dubai due to the positive tax situation. They maybe lost home. Because we don't know when the war will end. They lost businesses, but they still have ability and capacity to invest. So I would say that there are not mostly workers come here, but they're more wealthy people from ex-Soviet Union because of the situation. And I think that they are for sure helping economy of UAE grow a lot. As much as a European situation has changed, because for example 70% of Eastern European clients has been kicked out from the banks and from all businesses. So you see it influenced the crisis of not the country but the whole entire continent or semi-continent. That's why I think it's a beneficial situation. I mean, it's a horrible situation that we live through a war right now in our world, but through the situation I think that the economy of Dubai growing, the government adopting amazing laws, and this help and support of businessmen from all around the globe, that makes Dubai very attractive for the investors from China, from Africa, from America. It's not only about Russian speaking ones. Literally, the businesses are having moved here a lot, and they continue to move, having at least a branch here. Sure. Which means that in the future, I think that Dubai increases taxes. It's not anymore kind of offshore place to stay. The regulations change. There is much more control also here, and fees as it was before the war. But at least is people and businessmen from all around nationalities and industries, they feel safe here.
Safe and secure.
And I think this is the main approach and brilliance how Dubai solve the whole global drama to host all these people here, and even our beloved iGaming and gambling industry. This is so incredible. I speak with developers, with the owners of some plots there, with the players which are going to enter this new project, and it's so exciting. It's unbelievable. This all happening in Dubai. Absolutely. And that it goes so fast.
And fast. Things move fast.
I was consulting once the clients from a gaming, casino industry, which wanted to enter some Western groups to Ukraine. And there was, I had some connections, business connections from America to Europe, and they wanted to have some base in Ukraine. But through to the governmental situation, corruption back then, and through to the law insufficiency, and all these lacks in the laws. But casinos, this project fell, despite they were the biggest players who wanted to enter this market. So I would like to say that it's very smart always to use the situation and the moment, as people use now, to grow all these businesses together.
For sure. Yeah, great. I mean, it is obviously it is amazing what's happening. Not on the war side of things. I mean, it's terrible, but you don't really hear so much about Russia, Ukraine now. I mean, obviously there's such a main focus on what's happening in Israel. It's sort of taken a bit of the distraction away. Do you see things ending anytime soon?
I think that the people still have some reaction and some emotions, but it's not that you don't feel it first of all in way too much. Yes, because I think that there's all the mercifulness. They start to they try being here politics neutral. So maybe the people are more relaxed, and they are more distracted from this struggle when they're here, and they're more focused on business and on different other positive sides of life, as well as climate. But in Europe, and of course in Eastern Europe, the moods are different. I would say there is much more tragedy in the air as here. It just like I think it depends on the country. And if you're inside Ukraine, where I've been like a year ago, November before my birthday, when 77 like drones or whatever are exploding around your head.
You experienced this?
I experienced that like a year ago. I just went to visit my mom and my family. First of all, you couldn't fly, of course, but then the life looks like okay there. And the people are very like positive, but when you like feel at night that 77 like drones or rockets are exploding around you, and you sit in this, I was in the cellar because I was overnight in the cellar because I have my family in Europe, and I decided to avoid this stress, but it was quite creepy,
I bet it was, yeah.
But people who are living there, I think that the whole generation who is living there, they will be for sure affected lifelong under that. We just don't stay
This is
there.
outside of Kiev, though, yes? It's
Not only, it's also Odessa, and it's like all cities of Ukraine, because I've been there like once, because as I told you, I have 3 kids, I have family, I travel a lot, I work, I don't have time. Unfortunately, to be everywhere, but I have a lot of people who live in south of Ukraine. They have even worse situation because I have some like, it's not iGaming, but it's a famous let's say actress there, like Ukrainian, which donate her blood. Because the soldiers are dying and Odessa around, and then she go from the job and she say like the weather is nice, but then suddenly the cathedral is exploded or the young boys are dying, and there are like no men left in the country.
Terrible, yeah.
And I don't know what to say. If I can just only repeat, if the ladies would be a president, we would stop the war.
Absolutely.
That's why let's focus on positivity.
On positive things. I think we put an end to that conversation, and let's hope that things obviously grow more positive moving forward.
They should, and they will, because as a banker, I can only say that everything is, if it will be based on our past experiences, it's just the cycles, which will be over. It was 100 years ago, 200 years ago, and it's going to be now.
Sure.
And unfortunately, it's threatened, but such a war cycles is about 5 years.
Yeah.
So let's count.
Government politics is not something that we can change, unfortunately. And listen, we're going to only hope for the better.
Yes, that's why we are focusing what I'm focusing about. And if you speak about crypto technologies and iGaming technologies and whatever, because game is a positivity.
100%.
People should play. I think it's better to think of technologies, of innovations, and of everything positive which will change the future of our kids.
For sure.
After this whole situation calm down, and it will be soon, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Touch wood.
Yeah.
Touch wood.
Okay.
So let's just face one factor before we've already discussed the banking side of things, but
right.
I know you was a part of Credit Suisse.
Right.
Which is a pretty big deal.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Now, do you see the likes of these sort of big global high street sort of banks coming to the UAE anytime soon?
Yes and no. This is a very tricky question.
I like tricky questions.
I feel it. Let's say so. At my opinion, not only my opinion, but some people say that Switzerland was over the centuries the pocket of the world. Just taking historical matters, of the wars, that it was always a neutral country making chocolate and keeping money.
Yes.
And that's why such banks like Credit Suisse, UBS, they are leaders in the world in private banking. It's like a wallet of the world.
Correct.
And instead of 2 wallets, there is 1 wallet. There is only UBS left.
Yeah.
And generally, these banks, they had a lot of branches. As I've been a part of Credit Suisse almost 7 years, and I've been starting like in one of the most significant branches, maybe in Vienna, because Vienna and Zurich is not far, and we had a big clientele. I think that such banks will start again having maybe a daughter companies. When the economical situation in the world will come down, because we again see the cycles. Before the war, started and COVID started, the economical situation was shaky, and already like more than 10 years ago, Credit Suisse already shut almost 11 branches, and it was like even before everything happened. So I think such big players, they are like in unstable situation. They are like a fish in the shell. They're going back to their country. And having a still significant role of keeping money, from different very important people and companies. But even this situation will be like more liberal, and maybe the war and conflicts will finish, probably they will open again the branches. Let's see in 10 years.
Of course,
we're gonna say, I hope that they're gonna open also crypto branches, because Credit Suisse was very technological bank, but UBS take over this tradition, technologies, and they very much focus also on developing crypto and different type of such banking activities.
Fantastic. Now, my background is not finance, but I do meet a lot of people, and I pick up a lot of different from different people.
Extremes meet.
Absolutely, and just by listening to you, I'm learning a lot, which is great. Now, let's look at the sort of the financial world of corporate finances. So, if you look at sort of London, you look at New York, Switzerland, right? Is Dubai up there with the likes of these powerhouses of the world for banking?
This is a provocative question. Look, I can say the following. Let's look, because I'm a lawyer on background, who become a banker. That's why when you study law, you just understand another things. I think that it depends, right now, it's just like it's a forming. Because Dubai, Abu Dhabi is growing, and the presence of the bank dependent on the laws. If there is a bank secrecy present, what are the laws? For example, as I know, in Abu Dhabi there are like Anglo-Irish laws based. Dubai has its own laws, and that's why the bank's policies are a little bit different. And it's about money inheritance. It's about how you can lose assets, who is deciding. It's like different stuff. That's why I think it's just simply different. But Dubai is very much growing their power and portfolio.
I'll agree on that.
Yes, but I don't know if the same level is achieved yet or not, because I would say, just like if I put my analytic fantasy in the game, if you speak about London, New York, or Switzerland, we speak about 100 years. And here we speak about not years. Even, let's speak 150 years. And here in Dubai, we speak about like maybe 10 years.
Yeah, that's actually where it's actually become this financial hub, like
it's like we are begin by the birth, and of this big business hub, and let's meet again in 10 years and see what's going to happen.
See what's going to happen,
exactly.
I think you're sort of correct. I mean, you're talking like sort of these European, America, sort of 100 years plus. I mean, you look at the likes of sort of Central Europe, London. I mean, you're talking over 1,000 years of sort of banking.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
You're
so,
right,
I mean, the city of London is just. The history of banking that structure has you can't even comparison to sort of Dubai.
The traditions are totally different, and I think it's also the world is maybe about how do you say? You see, I babysit old money and new money, and the new money is about oil and gas and all this stuff, and this is how the old countries were, like the businesses, the banking system grew.
Is fossil fuels old new money? I would still class it as old. No?
Okay, there are some things like if for example, if we will find now a new, and maybe they are already found a new like quantum technologies, like hydrogen technologies and other technologies, which will replace this kind of old money businesses a little bit, then the centers of the banking, the banking the centers of the banking industry maybe will also move.
Sure.
It's about how money appeared. And then the banks appeared, right? What is first, chicken or egg?
Absolutely.
Bank or money?
Bank or money, of course.
Exactly. That's why I think there was first money, like thousands of years, and then the banks.
And then people started wanting to bank their money for security.
Exactly. And now we see that, there are some money coming here. But then should the banks grow probably. But there must be also substantial businesses feeding.
I believe there's a lot more
money.
crypto coming here.
For sure. I think that a lot of technologies, crypto, everything will come here.
Yeah.
The new regulation will come, and it's again. I think it's a cyclist, financial cyclist.
Yeah.
I'm doubtful about. I mean, I believe in crypto, and I even name myself crypto wife on my Instagram.
Crypto wife.
Yes,
Okay.
like as a joke. Somebody doesn't like it, somebody likes it.
Well, you know what I mean?
So I'm very liberal and loyal to crypto, but I just say that it all going towards being regulated.
Yeah.
So it means use the moment.
Yeah.
There was also, like one time there were gold diggers in US rivers, and you could have gold from the river.
Sure.
But then it landed somewhere, in the banks or in national banks.
I think
it's like such a transmission time.
Agreed. I mean, one last question I want to ask you before we wrap things up. I've really enjoyed our conversation.
Me too. Let's continue our
think
conversation.
I think you're very, very knowledgeable, and I've learnt a lot from things you've said.
I admire your questions.
Yes, of course. So let's just discuss a topic, because you are in that corporate field, and let's discuss the US elections.
Oh my God.
Now.
You're so provocative.
I just know a lot about a lot. So this is a huge factor that's going to change the world.
It's going to be a huge lavine.
Yeah.
In this side, on that side. Yeah.
So let's face the fact that now, are you a Trump fan?
I'm anti-political.
Okay.
But, I like business people generally. But I think that behind any politics, there is kind of acting and Hollywood behind. I mean, it's but I'm pro-business and I'm very loyal. I don't really appreciate when politics are unloyal to people. Sure. Obama was a friend. I was quite.
Let's face the facts. America's economy has never been as strong as since Donald Trump was in power.
Yeah.
Secondly to that, I mean, there was never no wars when Trump was in power.
Yeah.
Not one. Now that says something, just in my opinion.
Yeah.
It says something.
Yeah.
But let's face the facts. With all due respect, the US is still the powerhouse of the world.
I cannot say no.
Of course.
Yes, I cannot say no.
So what happens after this election is going to change. It's
going to be a game changer.
It's going to be a game changer.
For sure.
Definitely for crypto as well.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
So what is your thoughts come the US election on either different parties, whoever gets in power?
Look, I would say that I will not express here in publicity my sympathy, okay? Yeah. But I think that I'm pro-business and I'm against the war. And if anything should be changed, it should be changed towards loyalty, and against aggressivity and what we have experienced the last years with COVID, with all these political, economical changes.
COVID was war. COVID was war.
Absolutely.
COVID
yes,
was a war.
Absolutely. And I bless everybody who be elected.
Yeah.
Okay, in US, God bless America. But this president should, I think, in any case, should focus on peace, on making this world healthier.
Yeah.
And yes, let's meet and see what's going to happen.
Absolutely. One last question before we wrap things up.
I love your questions.
Where do you see BTC in the next 10 years?
I think it's already purchased by some funds. If you would not the names, I think that maybe the price will drop, but I think it will be growing long term. I believe in growth of BTC.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's going to go up anywhere.
Mariya, thank you for your time. You've been great on the show. It's been a great episode. It's been very, very knowledgeable, especially from corporate traditional banking to crypto to to Ukraine politics, to
America,
to
White
American
House.
politics. Yes,
That was my favorite. Yes.
To everything that sort of we discussed. All the best with. Is it Spotless Capital?
Right, Spotless Capital, and I was creating like S for dollar and E for euro.
Okay.
This is like a very new brand, like fresh.
So this is a consultancy company?
It's like a consultancy, financial business consultancy, a little bit logistic company. I'm like, I'm inspired because I put these two symbols of our economy.
Yeah.
And I hope that maybe will be Bitcoin symbol added in some years.
Fantastic stuff. Well, listen, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Amazing what you're doing with the children out in Ukraine.
Yes.
Keep supporting. Peace and love.
Exactly, absolutely. Peace and love. Thank you. It was so nice.
Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Dear.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Woo!